Namaste yogis, welcome to your backbending practice. Today you may want to have 1 or 2 yoga blocks nearby. You can use these in seated positions and also when we're reaching down towards the ground. You may also want some cushioning beneath your knees. We'll begin in Virasana, hero pose. So you may want to have a seat on that block, squeezing it between the ankles. You'll keep your thighs and your shins parallel. Walk your heels to the outside of the hips, still keeping your big toes pointed straight back. And if your calves get in the way, you can lean to one side, pull that calf out, and then go to the other side, pull that calf out, and have a seat back down. And bring your hands to your heart, deep breath in. Release your hands to your lap. Turn your attention inwards and focus on your breath. Take long inhales and long exhales through your nose. Settle into this slow, steady rhythm and keep the breath with you throughout your practice. Now blink your eyes open and we'll warm up our necks. Inhale, facing center, and exhale, turn your head to the right. Inhale, look to center. Exhale, look to the left. And go back and forth a few more times. Always being gentle when you're moving your neck. And look back to center and we'll go up and down. But before we do, make sure that your skull is straight above the rest of the spine, or you can think about your earlobes over the tops of your shoulders. Just don't let your head shift forward. As you breathe in, slowly look up, lifting the chin, lifting just enough that you feel a stretch in the throat, but you do not feel compression in the back of your neck. And exhale, look down, chin moving towards the chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. And one more time. Inhale, look to the sky. Exhale, look down to the floor. And inhale, face center. Now let's warm up our arms and shoulders. Turn your palms to face up. Inhale, sweep the arms up, connect the palms, squeeze them together. Exhale, hands down at the heart. Inhale, raise the arms, join the palms, gaze towards the thumbs. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up, join the palms. This time, leave your arms lifted. Exhale, bend your elbows. You can rest your thumbs on top of your head, or you can shift your arms a little bit further back so the upper arms are in line with the ears. Keep the chest lifted, chin up, and now return your focus to your breath. Back bends and heart openers can be very exhilarating, so just remember to take your time and go easy in these poses. Inhale, lift the arms, and exhale, arms come down and back behind you. Lace your fingers together. Keep your shoulders rolling forward. Stretch your knuckles towards the floor. Again, we'll inhale, lift the chest. Lift the chin, Find a little lift in your deep core muscles, lifting Mula Bandha, lifting Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, release. Walk your hands forward. You can take your block aside for now. Find your tabletop position, wrists beneath shoulders and knees beneath the hips. And now we'll move into cat rolls, which we'll be repeating this motion in a lot of different positions today to help you find some deeper back bends. Let's start with the spine flat, gazing towards the mat. And inhale, lift the tailbone up, sink the front of the pelvis forward, feel the belly dropping down, heart pulling forward, slowly look up, lift the chin. Now push down through your shins, exhale, tailbone points down, tip your pelvis back, round the spine, spread the shoulders and release the head between the arms. Inhale, start with that tailbone, then the pelvis, and the lower spine, upper spine, and neck. And exhale, slowly tuck and round. Take a couple more at your pace. Inhale, back to a flat spine. Tuck your toes. Exhale, lift your knees, downward facing dog. And feel free to take a little bit of movement to warm it up. Jog the legs back and forth. Lift and lower the heels. Maybe bend your elbows a few times. And find a moment to be still. Anchor your weight evenly between your hands. Inhale, right leg reaches up into the sky. Rotate the hip open. Exhale, bend your knee. Push the right heel towards the left side of the room. Inhale, straighten the right leg, square the hip, look forward. Exhale, step. Right foot next to your right hand, lower your left knee down to the mat, and you can either keep your toe tucked or pointed. Now this is a place where you may want to have some blocks beneath your hands if it feels difficult to reach down to the mat. Again, we're just going to repeat some of our cat rolls. So first, let's sink the pelvis forward and down so you feel a nice little stretch through the front of that left thigh. And as you inhale, pull the hips forward. Begin to arch the back. Pull the shoulders back. Look up. Now, keep your pelvis low. Don't scoot your butt back. Exhale, tuck the tail, round the spine, and drop the chin toward the chest. Maybe feel a little more intense here. And again, we'll drop the pelvis. Inhale, arch. Look up. Exhale, round and release. One more time. Inhale, sink low, lift the heart, look up. Exhale, curl in. Now inhale, find a space, partway between the arch, partway between the rounds, so you're fairly neutral. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, pick up the left knee. Exhale, get really solid in those feet. And now we rise. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, Crescent Warrior. Feel the spine lifting up out of the pelvis. Press the shoulder blades into the back of the rib cage to deepen the bend in your upper back. Inhale. Exhale, release, hands to the floor, and we'll step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg reaches. Externally rotate the hip, bend the left knee, And now push that left heel towards the right side of the room. Try to keep your shoulders level to each other. Inhale, lengthen the left leg, square the hip. Exhale, step, left foot forward. Release your right knee to the mat. Again, you can point or flex the foot. You can walk your hands up onto some blocks if you like. Sink your pelvis towards the ground, and we'll get into our rolls. Inhale, arch the back, lift the heart, lift the head. Now keep the hips low. Exhale, round the back, spread the shoulder blades, tuck the chin. Twice more. We inhale, sink closer to the ground as you arch. And exhale, curl in, tuck the chin. Last time, inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower down. Now find that neutral space between the arching and the round. Tuck the right toes under. Inhale, pick up the knee. Exhale, settle heavy into your feet. Inhale, rise, Anjaneyasana, palms squeezing together. Finding that nice little arch in the upper back. Keep your gaze towards your thumbs. Exhale, hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, shift out to your hands, walk your feet back a little. Exhale, bend the knees and come all the way down to your belly. Plant your hands next to your chest. Squeeze your elbows back. Keep your toes pointed straight back. Hips are internally rotating, so what that feels like here is inner thighs are rolling upward towards the ceiling, while these outer hips are rolling down towards the floor. Inhale, low cobra. Hover your chest above the mat. Feel those back muscles working. And notice that each time you explore a different back bend, you still keep your breath at that same deep, even pace. And feel free to stay right here, or your next inhale brings you to high cobra. So in high cobra, we still have the knees down, but the elbows are bent, belly and chest are lifted. Exhale, bend the elbows more, coming back to low cobra. Then slide your elbows forward in a Sphinx pose. Palms are down, forearms are parallel. Now, try to pull your elbows back towards your hips. And you notice that as you pull your elbows back, you can feel a little more action in the upper back. Exhale, release to crocodile. Place your head over your hands. And if you need a little release, you can rock your head back and forth. Or you can wiggle your hips back and forth. Inhale, lift the head. Slide your hands back next to your chest. Elbows are pointed back. So now we are going to progress into upward facing dog. And you may want to watch this one first so you can know the action before getting into your own body. So I just have my head lifted to talk to you, but we will begin this position with the head sinking down. And the head is actually the last thing to rise up. Now begin with your toes tucked under, heels towards the ceiling. Press through your toes, slide along the mat. Inhale, drag the chest forward, lift the hips, open the chest, and then finally lift your head. Then exhale, drop your knees, bend your elbows, lower hips, belly, chest, forehead, down to the ground. And we'll go through that a few more times, and you probably will slide forward on your mat. So anytime you need, just scoot on back. Plant the hands, tuck the toes. Keep the head heavy so it comes up last. Push through your toes to roll onto the tops of the feet. Feel the knees and thighs lift. Hips drag forward. Chest lifts up. Slowly lift the chin, lift the gaze, or you can look down towards the tip of your nose. Exhale, drop the knees, bend the elbows, and lower back down. Pause for a full inhale and full exhale. Tuck the toes. Push through the toes, inhale. Come to the tops of the feet. Rise up. Inhale. Exhale, knees, belly, chest, forehead, back down. We'll do one more roll to upward facing dog, and then we'll stay in upward facing dog for 5 deep, slow breaths, just so you know what's coming. Push through the feet. Inhale, knees lift, hips roll forward. Feel that arch in the upper back. Chin comes up, ears above the shoulders. Keep the belly button drawing in, pelvic floor lifted. Breathe. Exhale. Slowly release down, crocodile pose. Plant your head on your hands. And drop your hands next to your chest. Inhale, press up and back into child's pose. Spend a few moments stretching out the low back. And changing position, look forward, slide out to a seated position. Send your legs forward, come into Dandasana. Squeeze the legs together, plant your hands next to your hips. Bandhas up and in, tuck the chin, shrug the ears back. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, bend your knees. We'll practice reverse table. Walk your hands back, fingers point in towards the hips. Then look down at your legs, see that they are parallel. You're not pushing the knees outward, but the thighs are staying parallel for this exercise. And actually, if you have difficulty keeping your legs parallel, you can always use that block and squeeze it between the knees. So let's plant the hands. Now drag your heels towards your hands. And as you drag the heels, push down into the feet, stretch the knees forward, lift the hips, look up. Exhale, come back down to the floor. 2 more times. Inhale, drag the heels, push the feet, keep the thighs parallel as you rise. Exhale, sink hips back to the floor. Last one, we come up and hold. Inhale, rise. Try to get your hips level with your shoulders, ears level with your shoulders. If this is too much for the neck, you can always look down towards your belly instead. Exhale, hips come back to the floor, stretch those legs out, and let's roll our wrists. Now I want you to try this next back bend, and if it feels like not where you are today, go back to that reverse tabletop exercise. So we're preparing for our peak pose, Purvottanasana, and I want to get you into it with a little bit of rolling and breath work. So sit tall, legs are extended, walk your hands back, fingers pointed towards the hip, shoulders internally rotated so it looks like they're rolling forward. Now on the inhale, you're going to press up to your fingertips, point the toes, arch the back, look up. Exhale, flex your feet, round the spine, curl in, look down. Point the feet, inhale, stretch the front of your body. Flex the feet, exhale, round, squeeze the core. And one more time, inhale, point the feet, look up. Exhale, flex and curve back in. Now for the back bend itself. Point the feet, lift the chest. This time your palms will stay flat to the mat. Go ahead and pre-arch your back so you're lifting the chest. Point the feet, toes are reaching towards the ground. Lift the butt and breathe. Big stretch down the whole front line of the body. Push down firmly into your hands to lift the chest. Exhale, come down. Roll out the wrists. Take a few deep breaths. And let's find our counter pose, Paschimottanasana. Take a deep breath in. You can wiggle your hips back behind you if you like to. Inhale. Place the hands on the top of the legs and leave the connection of the hands on the legs. Exhale, slide forward. And when you start to feel some resistance in your hamstrings, just stop and notice where your hands are. It doesn't matter exactly where the hands are. I'm just trying to keep you from reaching and pulling too fast. We've done a lot of back bends, so we're going to take this forward fold real slow and easy. Inhale, float just about halfway up. Feel the spine pulling out of the pelvis. And again, exhale, slide forward, deepening that crease in the hips. And you just let the hands rest wherever they do. They can even be on the floor. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, slide a tiny bit further forward. If the arms are long enough today, you can wrap your first two fingers and thumb around your big toes. Reach the chest towards the knees. Look down. Now release your toes. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale to Sukhasana, easy seated pose. You can be up on a block if you like the way that feels on the hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, rotate to the right, reaching that right hand back behind you. Left hand can press into the left knee, or you can slide it anywhere across the lower legs, maybe reaching to the right knee. And each time you breathe in, feel the spine uplifting, and maybe explore a little deeper twist as you exhale. Turn the head slightly to the right. Slide your gaze to the farthest right corner of your vision. Inhale, roll back to center, pause. Long breath in. Exhale, rotate to the left. Left hand reaches back. Right hand can push into the right leg. Slide across or reach across the left knee. Turn your head a little to the left. Slide your gaze to the furthest left corner of your vision. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, reach your legs out and take your time to roll down onto your back. Hug your knees in. Tuck the forehead up towards the knees. Give yourself a tight squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. Release to Shavasana. Spend a few moments resting. Letting go of all effort. Letting the breath flow easily. Now come back. Wiggle toes and fingers. Stretch your arms and your legs. And roll to one side. Pause there. And make your way back up to a comfortable seated position. Hands come to the heart. Deep breath in. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.